പ്രിയമുള്ളവരെ, കൊല്ലം ശ്രീനാരായണ കോളേജും കേരള സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഹയർ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ കൗൺസിലും സംയുക്തമായി സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഓൺലൈൻ ഫാക്കൽറ്റി ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് പ്രോഗ്രാം ആയ ഔട്ട്കം ബേസ്ഡ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യുന്ന ബഹുമാന്യനായ ഡോക്ടർ രാജൻ വർഗീസ് സാർ, സ്വാഗതം ആശംസിച്ച ഡോക്ടർ SV മനോജ് സാർ, റിസർച്ച് ഓഫീസർമാരായ മനുലാൽ P റാം സാർ, ഡോക്ടർ ഷഫീഖ് സാർ, ആശംസകൾ അർപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഡോക്ടർ S ജയശ്രീ, ഡോക്ടർ VL പുഷ്പ, നന്ദി പ്രകാശിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഡോക്ടർ S വിദ്യ, ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പങ്കാളികളാകുന്ന അധ്യാപകരെ, സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, ഉന്നത വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിന്റെ സാമൂഹ്യ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയെ പുനർവിചിന്തനത്തിന് വിധേയമാക്കുന്ന ഒരു പരിശീലന പരിപാടിയാണ് ഇവിടെ ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. സാമ്പ്രദായിക രീതി അനുസരിച്ച് നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം കാണാപ്പാഠം പഠിച്ച് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ മാർക്ക് വാങ്ങി പാസ്സാകുന്ന രീതിയാണ് അനുവർത്തിക്കുന്നത്. വിഷയത്തിന്റെ ആഴത്തിലുള്ള പഠനമോ ഗവേഷണാഭിരുചിയെ പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കുന്ന രീതിശാസ്ത്രമോ നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ കാര്യമായി പിന്തുടരാറില്ല. അധ്യാപകർ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നു, വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ പഠിക്കുന്നു. ഗുരുവിന്റെയും വിദ്യാർത്ഥിയുടെയും ഈ പ്രവൃത്തികൾ പരസ്പര പൂരകമാകണമെന്നില്ല. ഒരു വിഷയം പഠിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ അതേക്കുറിച്ച് തനിക്കുള്ള ധാരണ പൂർണ്ണമായി ശിഷ്യർക്ക് പകർന്നു നൽകാൻ ഗുരുവിന് പലപ്പോഴും കഴിയാറില്ല. സ്വന്തം പരിശ്രമത്തിലൂടെ വേണം വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ ഈ അപൂർണതയെ നികത്തേണ്ടത്. പരീക്ഷാ സമ്പ്രദായത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ സർഗവൈഭവത്തിന്, ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റിക്ക് വിശേഷിച്ചൊരു പ്രാധാന്യവും ഇന്നത്തെ അക്കാദമിക രീതിയിൽ ലഭിക്കുന്നില്ല. മൗലിക കാഴ്ചപ്പാടുകൾ അവഗണിക്കപ്പെടുന്നു. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെ കൗതുകവും ജിജ്ഞാസയും ഉണർത്താൻ തക്കവിധമാണോ നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നത് എന്ന് സംശയിക്കുന്നു. ഒരു കോഴ്സ് വിജയകരമായി പഠിപ്പിച്ചുവെന്ന് ഒരു അധ്യാപകന് അവകാശപ്പെടണമെങ്കിൽ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ ചോദ്യങ്ങളുമായി അവരെ അഭിമുഖീകരിക്കണം. ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കാൻ കുട്ടികളെ പ്രാപ്തരാക്കേണ്ടത് അധ്യാപകരുടെ ഉത്തരവാദിത്വമാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രക്രിയ നടന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിന് കാരണം നമ്മുടെ പഴഞ്ചൻ പരീക്ഷാ സമ്പ്രദായമാണ്. മറ്റാരെങ്കിലും തയ്യാറാക്കുന്ന ചോദ്യങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉത്തരമെഴുതാനുള്ള പരിശീലനമേ നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികളിൽ ബഹുഭൂരിപക്ഷത്തിനും ലഭിക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ എന്നതാണ് ഒരു യാഥാർത്ഥ്യം. കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാരിന്റെ പീരിയോഡിക് ലേബർ ഫോഴ്സ് സർവേ പ്രകാരം 15-നും 29-നും ഇടയിൽ പ്രായമുള്ള യുവാക്കളുടെ തൊഴിലില്ലായ്മ നിരക്ക് കേരളത്തിൽ 40.5%. ഇന്ത്യയിൽ വച്ച് ഏറ്റവും ഉയർന്ന നിരക്കാണിത്. നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഉന്നത വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം, തൊഴിൽ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുന്നതിൽ അമ്പേ പരാജയപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നുവെന്നാണ് ഈ കണക്ക് സൂചിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. ഇതര സ്റ്റേറ്റുകളിൽ കേരളത്തെ അപേക്ഷിച്ച് അഭ്യസ്ത വിദ്യർ കുറവാണെന്ന് മാത്രമല്ല, തൊഴിലില്ലായ്മ നിരക്കും കുറവാണ്. കേരളത്തിന്റെ ഈ ദയനീയാവസ്ഥയ്ക്ക് മുഖ്യ കാരണം വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ സമ്പ്രദായത്തിന്റെ പോരായ്മകളാണ്. സ്വയം സംരംഭകത്വം, എന്റർപ്രണർഷിപ്പ് കേരളത്തിൽ പ്രചാരത്തിലാകാതെ പോയത് ഇതിന് ഏറ്റവും വലിയ തടസ്സവും കൂടിയാണ്. അധ്യാപനം ഒരു സർഗാത്മക പ്രവൃത്തിയാണെന്ന് ബോധ്യമുള്ള അധ്യാപകരുടെ ദൗർലഭ്യം ഒരു ദുഃഖകരമായ പരമാർത്ഥമാണ്. സാമൂഹിക പരിഗണനയിൽ ഡോക്ടർ, എഞ്ചിനീയർ, സിവിൽ സർവീസ്, രാഷ്ട്രീയം തുടങ്ങിയ തൊഴിലുകൾക്കാണ് മുൻതൂക്കമുള്ളത്. ഇവയേക്കാൾ താഴെയാണ് അധ്യാപകർക്ക് സമൂഹം കൽപ്പിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുന്ന സ്ഥാനം. അധ്യാപനത്തിന്റെ സൃഷ്ടിപരമായ വെല്ലുവിളികളെ ഏറ്റെടുക്കാൻ തയ്യാറുള്ളവർ കുറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നു. അധ്യാപനത്തെ ഒരു ഉപതൊഴിലായി കണക്കാക്കുന്ന അധ്യാപകർ ഏറെയുണ്ട്. അധ്യാപനത്തെ ഒരു പാഷനായി കാണുന്ന അധ്യാപകരുടെ സംഖ്യ കുറയുമ്പോൾ അധ്യയനത്തിൽ പാഷനുള്ള അധ്യേതാക്കളും കുറയുന്നു എന്നതാണ് വാസ്തവം. അധ്യാപന ശൈലിയിൽ മുൻഗണന നൽകേണ്ടത് പ്രഭാഷണ മികവിനല്ല, മാർഗദർശനം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെന്ററിംഗ് നൽകുന്നതിനാണ്. പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ സ്വാംശീകരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്ന് അധ്യാപകർ പരിശോധിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. ഈ അവസരത്തിലാണ് ഔട്ട്കം ബേസ്ഡ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷനെ കുറിച്ച്, ഫലാധിഷ്ഠിത അധ്യാപനത്തെ കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് ചിന്തിക്കേണ്ടി വരുന്നത്. ഫലാധിഷ്ഠിത വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം, ഔട്ട്കം ബേസ്ഡ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എന്ന പേരിൽ അറിയപ്പെടുന്ന സമീപനം 1990-കൾ മുതൽ തന്നെ മിക്ക രാജ്യങ്ങളിലും പ്രചരിച്ചു വരുന്നുണ്ട്. സ്കൂൾ, കോളേജ്, സർവകലാശാല എന്നീ വിവിധ തലങ്ങളിൽ ഇത് സ്വീകരിക്കപ്പെട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞു. OBE എന്നാണ് ഇതിന്റെ ചുരുക്കപ്പേര്. ഇതിൽ ഔട്ട്കം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫലം എന്ന പദം കുറിക്കുന്നത് സാമർഥ്യം, കോമ്പിറ്റൻസി, നിലവാരം, സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്, ഉദ്ദേശ്യം, ടാർഗറ്റ് എന്നൊക്കെ വ്യവഹരിക്കപ്പെടുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്. പാഠ്യപദ്ധതി തയ്യാറാക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഫലങ്ങളായി 5 ഇനങ്ങൾ നിർവചിക്കണം എന്ന് ഈ സമീപന രീതി നമ്മെ ബോധ്യപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. ജീവിതത്തിന് ആവശ്യമായ സാമർഥ്യങ്ങൾ, അടിസ്ഥാനപരമായ കഴിവുകൾ, ബൗദ്ധിക സിദ്ധികൾ, തൊഴിൽപരമായ കഴിവുകൾ, വ്യക്തിത്വ വികസനപരമായ സാധ്യതകൾ തുടങ്ങിയവയെല്ലാം എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളും ഒരേ സമയം ഒരേ അളവിൽ വികസിക്കുമെന്ന് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കരുതെങ്കിലും മെന്ററിങ്ങിലൂടെ നല്ല പരിശീലനം ഇവർക്ക് ലഭ്യമാക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. ബൗദ്ധികവും സന്മാർഗപരവുമായ ഗുണങ്ങളെ സമന്വയിപ്പിക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കണം വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം എന്ന അരിസ്റ്റോട്ടലിന്റെ കാഴ്ചപ്പാടുകളെ ഔട്ട്കം ബേസ്ഡ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ഉൾക്കൊള്ളട്ടെ എന്ന് മാത്രം ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ എളിയ വാക്കുകൾ ഉപസംഹരിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, sir. Your inspiring and thought-provoking words always motivate us to achieve new heights. Today, we have a splendid presence of a great academician, Dr. Rajan Varghese, sir, Member Secretary, Kerala State Higher Education Council. I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our chief guest of the day, Dr. Rajan Varghese, sir. He graduated with a master's degree in economics from University of Kerala. He completed his PhD in public finance from CUSAT. He started his teaching profession in Alva UC College in 1983 as a faculty of economics department. He was a former pro-vice chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University. He is a man of distinct vision and a found head of illuminating ideas, an ideal of knowledge and experience and inspiration to all of us. May I request our chief guest, Dr. Rajan Varghese, sir, for the inaugural address.
Okay, good morning to all. I think I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning to all. So, actually, SN College Kollam is creating history as far as online training programs are concerned. They have been conducting large number of webinars, utilizing the entire period during this pandemic lockdown period. So it's a great thing that the college, under the leadership of the principal, Dr. R. Sunil Kumar, is taking important steps in improving the quality of teaching learning in that college. Because SN College Kollam is a major seat of learning in our state, and the faculty, the IQSC, all the members of the faculty, they are taking important steps in organizing programs of this sort. At the very outset, I congratulate the principal and his team for constantly updating important aspects of teaching learning in higher education. And we have also a very enthusiastic Dr. S.V. Manoj, IQSC coordinator, and Dr. Manulal, P. Ram, research officer in the discussion. And also I greet all the faculty members of SN College in this occasion. And about the program today, it's a 7-day online FDP program with the central theme of outcome-based education. As the principal has correctly pointed out, this has emerged as an important area of discussion in all higher education activities, especially in curriculum design and examination, conduct of examinations. Actually, this idea of outcome-based education has gained currency with the opening of large number of technical institutions in our country. And as we know, we are a signatory to the Washington Accord. And the Washington Accord, among other things, specifies certain standards, especially for engineering or professional education. This is also closely related to the development of modern market economy. In the market, products are rated based on their quality. And several, whether you accept it or not, some of these ideas have also crept into the higher education thinking and higher education institutions in the country. And that is slowly permeating to all levels of education. It is no longer confined to professional education. It has now become part and parcel of liberal arts, our traditional programs, and almost all institutions. They are influenced by these changes. So it is inevitable for us to reposition ourselves, because otherwise we will be irrelevant. And our students or coming out of our institutions, they will be nowhere, or what we in technical terms called, they will not be employable. So there is a conscious effort at every level. Central government, you have the UGC, you have the accrediting agency, and Kerala State Higher Education Council for the last 2 years. It has been taking several steps in imparting this idea of outcome-based education to the universities and higher education institutions in the state. And in the beginning, we tried to impress all the universities by asking them to declare the graduate attributes of their programs. And most of the universities in the state, we have now 16 universities. With the opening of the Digital University and the Srinarayana Guru Open University, we have 16 universities. And most of our universities, they have declared their graduate attributes. Today, if you go through the websites of our major universities, you can see the graduate attributes of the courses, of the programs generally declared by these universities. So our effort was to impress on the first instance to the universities to frame the graduate attributes. Graduate attributes are actually a summary statement of the outcome or the qualities or the capabilities that a graduate of Kerala University, or for that matter, Kannur University, may acquire after completing a 3-year program in that university. Based on these graduate attributes, every board of studies, they have to design programs, courses, incorporating these elements into their teaching learning process. So the council conducted workshops for members of the board of studies. So we started with Kerala University, we conducted it for the Cochin University. So within 1 year, we have completed that process, by which we have imparted training programs to members of the Board of Studies in all the universities. Actually, our aim was to create a pool of teachers who are capable of handling or training teachers in that discipline. So I don't claim that it's a big success, because depending on the nature of the Board of Studies, depending on the skill and dexterity of the teachers, the success of our training program, it varied from university to university, it varied from college to college. Actually, this program was taken in a very considerable manner by the autonomous colleges, including the government college, Maharajas College, Ernakulam. They have conducted extensive program. Large number of colleges were benefited by this training program. Today, there is a general awareness among the academic community, especially among the teachers, that there is need for reforming the curriculum to make it up to date and to make our students employable in the emerging world. And the principal has noted about the level of unemployment in Kerala. Kerala has the highest level of unemployment. And the problem with Kerala's unemployment is that it is a problem of unemployment of the educated class. Educated unemployment is of a high order. And if you want to gainfully employ these educated people, so you require huge investment. It's not like providing employment in agriculture, or it's not like giving some job in an industry. If you want to provide gainful employment of the educated unemployed, massive investment is required. So there the major consideration is the quality of the product. So we have to produce best students from our institutions. We speak of products from different universities. They are known by their institution. You have products from Princeton University. You'll say he's from Harvard. It's actually a stamp of approval for the quality, the skill they have acquired during that period. So the best students are coming out from colleges, institutions, which has conducted massive, rigorous program of training by which they have differentiated their product from the multitude of other students. So it's the responsibility of every institution today, because we are living in an era of massification of higher education. Earlier in Kerala, we have limited number of colleges. Today, you have 1,500 colleges in Kerala. So there is need for providing quality education. You have to give correct signals to the ordinary people to select colleges. Similarly, you have to, some of them are studying with high cost, whether they are spending it from out of their pocket or whether it is the expenditure by the government. So education is now very expensive. So that product coming out of higher education institutions should on the one hand improve his personal skill and professional skill, and also should be a useful product in the society. So there is a compelling situation that has emerged in our state. So to update the curriculum, to train the teachers, to declare graduate attributes, to integrate this idea of outcome-based education into every aspect of teaching, learning, and evaluation. So this has to be done on a massive scale with utmost vigil. So what is required is training for our teachers. We have the best faculty, but what we lack today is training facilities. As I used to say, we have say smart classroom in our colleges or in the universities, but what we want today is smart teachers. And you can create smart teachers only by continuous rigorous training. And council is actually doing this job of creating a reservoir of skilled teachers in our state, which we hope will definitely impart quality to our higher education, meaning to our higher education, may pave the way for more gainful employment to the youth who are coming out of these higher education institutions. Nearly 7.5 lakhs of students are studying in our state universities. Every year, 7.5 lakh students are coming out of our institutions. So you are adding them to the large army of unemployed. So if you can reskill them, reorient them with the challenges of modern job market, challenges of modern knowledge economy, you are doing a service to the cost of higher education. So as teachers, we have to take utmost care. I'm not talking about other development like online education, but we need technological upgradation. We need to take advantage of the emerging changes. But the central point is we require trained faculty. And this training is actually a continuous process. This can be centrally administered for a certain group, but the basic training, continuous rigorous training, it should take place at the college level. So our colleges, in spite of all the limitations, they have best faculty, great tradition and social commitment. And SN College Kollam has been in the forefront of several important social causes, and they have impacted the quality of education, especially of different weaker sections of society. So this effort of SN College Kollam will definitely impact the quality of teaching, learning, not only in your college, it will definitely impact the quality of our youth in the state. I congratulate once again the principal, Dr. Sunil Kumar and his team. And I'm not going into the nitty-gritty of outcome-based education. And we are trying to give as much training as possible. And we have a very resourceful team of research officers, Manulal and Dr. Shafiq. And we have also Dr. Priya. They will definitely give clear ideas to our teachers. And I hope and believe that our effort will immensely benefit the teachers in our state. And council solicit the cooperation of the entire academic community in the state and SN College for all our effort. And we are ready to provide all type of academic assistance to the teaching fraternity in the state and also the higher education institutions. With these words, I conclude and I declare this 7-day FDP program on outcome-based education opened or inaugurated. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. It will be a great pleasure for us to listen to you again in our future events.
Okay,
On this equation, I always thank and I pay thanks to Kerala State Higher Education Council for the continuing effort for the quality improvement program of higher education sector in Kerala. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm leaving the meeting. Thank you, Dr. Sunil Kumar. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you all.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Now we have our resource persons, Dr. Manulal P. Ram. Dr. Manulal P. Ram is presently working as a research officer in Kerala State Higher Education Council on deputation. He is an assistant professor in Department of Geology at Government College, Kottayam. He secured PhD from University of Delhi and worked 14 years as a geologist in Kerala State Department of Mining and Geology. So I am glad to invite you, our resource person, Dr. Manulal P. Ram, for the program outline.
Hello, good morning all. Hope I am audible and visible to you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So respected Dr. Rajan Varghese sir, Member Secretary, Kerala State Higher Education Council, and our respected Principal, Dr. Sunil sir, Dr. S. V. Manoj, Dr. S. Jayasri, Dr. V. L. Pushpa, and Dr. S. Vidya, the coordinator of today's program. Good morning all. I am immensely pleasured to attend this meeting in the inauguration session here. And at the beginning, I would like to appreciate the team led by Sunil sir to organize this 5-day program on outcome-based education. As we know that, we have, I point out that Sunil sir has given us a very wonderful outline about the essentiality of implementing the outcome-based education in our education activities. And sure, we have got a clear picture about the contour and configuration of OBE and its relevance in higher education by Dr. Rajan Varghese sir. So now I am not going to give you very elaborate interaction with you at this time, but I would like to present you, I will give you very few aspects about outcome-based education. The context of outcome-based education and its implementation is quite important in the present scenario that through which we are passing. One way that OBE is in fact now very important mandatory component in our all assessment accreditation process. That is NAAC and NBA and other accreditation mechanism exist in our country. Secondly, it is become very influential and necessary in the part that it will give you a very clear understanding about the current position of where we are actually standing in our curriculum. Especially, we are focusing or emphasizing in the online education and even blended learning mechanism in the present situation of COVID crisis that's begun almost last April 2020. So in most of the documents, there we are asking about learner-centric approach rather than a teacher-centric approach. So the conventional, our education system has been changed a lot since the COVID pandemic started in our system. That affected a lot in the education process that we followed for centuries of time. And I think today this workshop will be commencing, and we will be giving some of the very key elements and core values of what is meant by this outcome-based education. And we have been giving this exercise to the different universities and different educational higher education institutions in this country since last 2-3 years. Actually, this program is designed as the document prepared by Professor N.J. Rao, who is a pioneer in the field of outcome-based education in India. He has submitted a vast document to UGC and as accreditation institutions in our country, and NAAC and NBA has already emphasized the structure and design proposed by Professor N.J. Rao. So the whole process of our 5-day workshop is based on Professor N.J. Rao's document and structure, and we are happy to be a part of this one. And by the end of this program, I am very sure that, and I am having a very strong belief that all participants will be able to understand two things. One is that our position of our higher curriculum in our higher education sector, and the curriculum, what are the large number of, or how our curriculum can be updated by skipping many of the infructuous or outdated contents in our existing curriculum. So that point importance is that how to revamp or restructure our curriculum by by revisiting our existing curriculum. So that is very important. In fact, there are a lot of large number of updation is required in every year. In fact, every year it is required, and that is not possible in our current statutory mechanism. But at least in the 3-year or 5-year period, a system of continuous progress in updating the content is very essential. And second one is how we can elevate our existing curriculum contents to the higher cognitive level values, as pointed out by Principal Sunil sir. So the content is very important, and we have to make it into a level of application by which the job enablers in the country will be very happy and successful in attracting the students from our education system. So most of the cases it states that some of the studies even states that about 30 lakh students, engineering graduates, are enrolling in our system in every year, and out of it is only 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs is being it is passing out. Even in that 15 lakhs, only 7% is having the actual required skill that is expected by the job providers or the stakeholder institutions who can give them the proper job. So that kind of a situation exists in our country. So that is very important, that how we can, in case of general education program, this will be a very more aggressive thing. So with this few words, I conclude. I don't want to give a much more discussion or relevance now. And after that, we will be, I am looking forward to join with you after 2 o'clock. Our session will be commenced. So I will just give a brief point about the schedule of the workshop and the structure of the workshop. Actually, we have sent you, in fact, a shared document of exercises, so which contains 5 exercises, and we start with today's program, and we will have a short presentation. After that, we will give an exercise. We will explain about that exercise, and then all the participants are expected to do it on the same day, so that you can either upload or you can either send to our email, which will enable, which will definitely make us to verify that content, how you have modified it or entered the contents into that. And secondly, this document can be downloaded in your system. I think that is the best way, because in single group, I found that about more than 10 participants are in some of the subject groups are available there. And in certain cases which are only information technology or something like that, which we have only single participant. So it is always preferably it is good that since it is an online program, we are used to a offline program, so that interaction will be very dynamic. But here it is that kind of aspect may be missing, but still we will able to interact you and to discuss that matter in general audience here. So download that document and go through the exercises as and when we are presenting that particular sessions. Then you can enter or do the exercise, and for the kind of verification you can send it to us, or you can upload in your Google Doc, so that it can be visible at any time. So that is one thing. And secondly, we have already sent a document called a brief, in fact, a booklet of outcome-based education. So that can be either that can be in a hard copy thing or PDF file. You can verify throughout the workshop. And also a small request is that I have sent a action verbs of Bloom's revised taxonomy. So these 2 things may be kindly be kept along with you, and kindly go through the Bloom's taxonomy. it is better that it is a brief idea about the Bloom's taxonomy even at the beginning of the session will be helpful to all participants. That is what I wanted to tell you. And then the other one is that please keep a copy of your syllabus, either in a digital format, PDF file, or a hard copy. And each teacher may kindly be kept along with them a course paper, I mean a single paper which is familiar to them. So we will most probably, while writing the outcome, course outcomes, we will be doing based on that one. So, so once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Principal, and thank you other coordinators team. And thank you for having this wonderful opportunity to interact with you. So we will be, so I am concluding my speech here. So we will be joining with you at 2 o'clock. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Manlal sir. Thank you for the nice briefing and sharing with us your thoughts. Now I invite Dr. S. Jayasri ma'am, our NAC coordinator and HOD of Department of Physics, to grace the occasion by her words.
Srijit, I'm from economics.
Yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. I'm sorry, teacher.
Okay. Okay, Srijit. Good morning, everyone. Respected principal, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Okay. Respected principal, Dr. Sunil Kumar sir, Member Secretary of the Higher Education Council, Dr. Rajan Varghese, Research Officer, Dr. Manulal P. Ram, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Manoj, SAC Coordinator, Dr. Pushpa, Coordinator of the FDP program, Vidya, Srijit, and other faculty members. As Dr. Rajan Varghese sir has stated, that India is a permanent member of the Washington Accord, which was signed in 2014. As such, it is mandatory for us, for India as a whole particularly, to adopt this outcome-based education. So this outcome-based education is actually student-centric, and simultaneously it states that the skill possessed by the students should be evaluated at the end of the program. But however, as far as most of the arts and science colleges in the state is concerned, at present, we don't have any mechanism as such to measure the skill possessed by the student. So what I personally feel is, in order to implement this outcome-based syllabus, it is very imperative that we establish a cooperation between the institutions and industries, so that the members from the industries also engage themselves in framing the syllabus for our students. So that, for instance, I can give you one example, where at the college level, we have already signed an MOU with the IIIC located in Chabra, which is actually a joint venture of the National Skill Development Corporation. Even though they have agreed to give internship to our students, we are unable to send our students to that particular institution to acquire such skill or to attend the seminars, conference, workshop, research programs, and so on. We do not have specific guidelines from the university as to how we have to send these students to these institutions. So this is a very, this MOU remains in cold storage for us because of lack of guidelines to be given, which is to be given by the university. Similarly, as far as the SAC criterion is concerned, in the 10th criterion, there is an important question in which they have asked, if you are following an outcome-based syllabus, then what is the mechanism you adopt in your college to measure the skill of the students after the end of or by the end of the course? So I'm sure most of our teachers would have left that column blank because we do not have any such mechanism at present. So, of course, the teachers from almost all colleges are facing certain problems like this. And I hope this FDP program, which is being undertaken or efforts being taken jointly by the IQAC of College and Kerala State Higher Education Council, would help us to solve all such questions which we have. So at this juncture, I would like to appreciate Dr. Manoj, who has been working relentlessly for the past few days for meeting the objective of this program. I wish him and his teammates all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the good words. Next, I request Dr. VL Pushpa, ma'am, coordinator of SAC and HOD of Department of Chemistry, to bestow on us her words.
Thank you, Srijit. Good morning to all. Respected Principal, Dr. R. Sunil Kumar, our Chief Guest, Dr. Rajan Varghese, Member Secretary, Kerala State Higher Education Council, Research Officers, Dr. Manulal P. Ram, Dr. Shafiq, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. S.P. Manoj, NAC Coordinator, Dr. S. Jayasri, Coordinator of this program, Dr. S. Vidya, and teachers from our college and from various colleges. Last year, Board of Studies in Chemistry have revised the syllabus of both UG and PG in tune with outcome-based education. As a member in the Syllabus Revision Committee, I understand that the main aim of outcome-based education is to help the students to learn by themselves. To develop a critical thinking and decision-making capacity. To implement this mode of education, our teaching method should be changed from stock and mode method of delivery to visualization mode. I mean, we can demonstrate the theory by doing experiments or can use multimedia equipment to connect to internet or by doing experiments or we can use multimedia equipment to design activities that will engage the students to construct learning and reinforce the chalk and board method of lectures. Assigning problem sets provides students the opportunity to test their understanding of theory and concept, and also to tackle the real-world scenarios. This type of problems assigned to students should address various levels of thinking and outcomes. In outcome-based education, the design of curriculum, syllabus, teaching and learning strategies, and assessment should be constructively aligned with the students' performance. To effectively ensure that the course learning outcomes are achieved, the students must be engaged in learning process from bottom to top. The assessment includes not only the remembering, understanding, and applying capacity, but also the analyzing, evaluating, and creating capacity of students. With these few words, I wish all success to our faculty development program in outcome-based education, which is supported by Kerala State Higher Education Council by providing resource persons. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Pushpa teacher, for the kind words. I would now like to invite Dr. Vidya S., Program Coordinator and Faculty Member of Physics Department, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all. Am I audible?
Yes, Vidya.
Okay. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Rajan Varghese sir, respected Principal, Dr. Sunil Kumar sir, resource persons, Dr. Manulal sir and Dr. Shafiq sir, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. S.P. Manoj sir, NAC coordinator, Dr. Jayashree teacher, SAC coordinator, Dr. Pushpa teacher, head of the departments, faculties, and my dear colleagues. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of IQAC and Srinarayana College, Kollam, extend a hearty vote of thanks to all distinguished personalities for gracing this occasion. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Kerala State Higher Education Council for providing us an opportunity to organize this program. We are grateful to our chief guest, Dr. Rajan Varghese sir, for his support and motivation in all our academic activities. Thank you, sir, for the inspiring words about our college. I would like to express our sincere thanks to resource person, Dr. Manlal sir, for giving us a brief idea about the FDP program. Hope we will have a fruitful section ahead. I express our thanks to our principal, who is the man and energy behind all our programs. I express our sincere gratitude to Jayashree teacher and Pushpa teacher for their good wishes. I acknowledge our gratitudes to all faculty members inside and outside our college who joined with us in this FDP program. I also thank Srijit sir, Anjali teacher and Jisha teacher for their support. I thank all of you for being with us in this FDP program. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya.
Thank you, Vidya. Program. To join the program at 1:50, the program will start at 2 p.m. and the link will be shared in the official WhatsApp group and also at the college WhatsApp group. And the interaction section will also be there with the resource person. So kindly all the teachers participate in the ongoing FDP program, which shall begin at 2 p.m. on today.